All right, let's get some insight now on why the election week is driving the market. David Shapiro from Sasfin joins us. David, good afternoon. So let's start with the local currency. Strong against the dollar at the moment, in fact, strongest since April. Is this dollar weakness because investors see a Biden win on the horizon?
Partly. I think to an extent it is, because I think the markets are actually discounting all possibilities, both a Trump win, a Biden win, and even a contested election. But I think the fact that the market is leaning towards Biden and that the Democrats will introduce a massive stimulus program, of course, anything in the region of a $2 trillion package is going to naturally weaken the dollar. When you're issuing that many dollars or pushing that much into an economy, it's going to weaken the currency. So I think that's leaning on the currency. But don't underestimate that global markets are also improving. And once you start to get a global improvement, money flows in all directions, and it flows out of the safe haven, of the dollar. So I think it's a positive move all around. I'd rather that markets go up and the dollar strengthens than the other way around. So it's a good news story.
David, it's interesting that every stock on the local market is up, with the exception of the two heaviest on the JSE. That's NASPAS and Process.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We've had 3-4 good days of NASPAS and Process. Once the buyback was announced, I think both those shares went very, very strong. And this is a reason, because the rand is so strong as well. It's just taken a little bit of the edge off those two. Chinese markets also taking a breather. They're very strong. They have been strong. So I wouldn't read too much into those.
Okay, I've got a couple of seconds left. I want to ask you about this pending stimulus plan in the U.S., whether a Biden win would see the stimulus plan through, and how significant is it for our local stock?
Well, it's both will introduce, but I mean, it's massive. It's very, very good for global markets. What it will do when New York lifts or when Wall Street lifts, of course, all other markets lift accordingly as well. And what will happen in that instance, as long as we keep going in this direction, our rand can get back to 1550 or thereabouts. So this is not the end of the run. If we see strong markets, strong global markets, expect this trend to continue, including the currency.
All right, David Shapiro from Sasfin, thanks very much indeed.